everyone. Sometimes we need to make a card for someone that is just having a rough time. And today I'm making a card for a dear friend of mine, Janie Ellis, that you probably know here on YouTube. And I am not the only one. There are several of us making cards for her because we want to send her some sunshine. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it while I'm making my card. But before I forget, I want to let you know that there are links below to everyone else. In fact, at the very top of my description box, you're going to find a link to the next person in this hop. It's not your typical hop, and it's going to be YouTube videos and blog posts, kind of a combination thing. No prizes involved, just our way of trying to cheer up a dear friend. So let's get started. I'm going to be using Strathmore cold pressed watercolor paper and Faber-Castell gelatos. I'm also going to be using a wet wipe. You can use a baby wipe or even a wet paper towel, and I'm using that to blend out the gelatos. So my friend Min, whose YouTube channel is called On a Stamp Page, she is actually the very sweet and thoughtful person that came up with the idea of having this hop to bring a little bit of sunshine to Janie Ellis. Janie has not only been struggling with health issues of her own, but of other family members, including her younger sister that has cancer. And yet Janie just keeps being as strong as she can and pushing forward and continues to make YouTube videos for everyone. And she is just such an amazing person. So some of us got together to make her cards and send them to her just to show her how much we care and love her. So for the card I'm making, I used the gelatos to create a sunshine background. So here I have my pre-folded card base and this glossy yellow cardstock that I got from Paper Temptress. And then of course there is the layer that I created with the gelatos. And now what I'm going to do is glue them all together, just layering them on top of each other. And of course I'm using my Beacon 3-in-1 glue as usual. I wish I could remember the name of this glossy yellow cardstock, but I am going to put a link below in the description box to Paper Temptress, and you can go see all the wonderful papers that she has to offer. So while I'm gluing this together, I just wanted to say that if you are not familiar with Janie Ellis's YouTube channel, I'm going to put a link below in the description box so that you can go check it out, because she does a variety of tutorials and she's just so creative. And you know, it would be really great if you visited there and subscribed to her channel as well. So now I'm going to use some frayed burlap distress ink and a stiff paintbrush to create a weathered distressed look on this white picket fence that I have die cut. And I don't know the name of the die that I use because all of my dies are out of their packages, but it is really an awesome little picket fence and I love the way that this technique looks on it. I made a video quite a while back on doing this technique, and if I could remember what it was and find it, I will put it in the description box for you. Since the die cut is too small for the card and two of them are too big, I'm going to have to trim them down so that they will fit perfectly on the front of the card. And once I do that, I'm going to add some foam tape to the back to give it some dimension and put it on the card. And this is the foam tape that I'm using. It is a huge roll. I believe I got it off Amazon, but I like it because it is not as wide as most foam tapes, so I can, put it in skinnier places like on the fence posts, and it will work out great. So I will see if I can find a link for that and put it in the description box. But here I have it on the back, and I'm just going to be peeling that off, and then I'll be sticking it to the card. I love using foam tape to give it that added dimension, don't you? I just think dimension really adds something special to cards or even scrapbook pages, whatever it is you're making. Next, I die cut this cute little kitty cat because Jeannie has an adorable kitty cat, and I thought this would be perfect to put on the card, and it's going to look like it's walking across the top of the fence. I'm also going to be adding some flowers, and the flowers that you see here look like they're the same color. Well, not the yellow ones, but the orange ones and the bright pink ones both look orangish or reddish in this picture, but they're not, and you will see that more when I post a picture at the end of the video. And then I made this little label for the front of the card. I wrote "Sending You Sunshine" and then die cut it with a rectangle stitch die, and I'm going to add that little butterfly off on the side of it. And so I'm just going to glue that right on the front. I was tempted to use foam tape, but in the end I decided I just wanted to glue it there, and I think it actually came out perfect. And I actually wrote that on a piece of the watercolor paper that I had trimmed off from the edges, because when I originally made that it was too big, so I had to trim it down, and so that was perfect for me to make that tag with. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I added some sequins, but I'm sure that you can see that. I just wanted to add a little sparkle. Thank you all for stopping by, and I hope this gave you some inspiration. And for even more inspiration, don't forget to visit the rest of the creators in this hop. There are links below. Like I said before, especially at the top of the description box, you're going to find a link to the next person. And also, I'm going to put a link below to Jeannie Ellis's YouTube channel in case you want to stop by and say hi to her. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.